Tom Brookshire. Opening day of the NFL season number 58.
Well, I was right. They got a lot of points there that third period, didn't they?
Yeah, just waiting for the fuse to go off. 7-3 the score, Minnesota over Dallas. The Cowboys are going to put it up. Or they're going to try to put it up. Carl Eller and James White.
All right, Carl Eller working against Donovan. Let's see what happens. Carl gets the initial, gets straightened up. Now Donovan loses the feet and didn't keep him going. Roger could see 81 all the way. Almost gets away with it. Almost isn't good enough, is it?
And again, a very difficult situation for the Cowboys. 2nd and 19. Ball at their own 39. Tony Hill put wide to the right. Again, Staubach in trouble. Fires up the middle of Newhouse. And Newhouse, still struggling, gets close to the original line of scrimmage. Back to about the 48-yard line. Hard to get him down.
Roger had trouble getting that ball off, and he threw one you could catch from either end. Watch this. Here comes the rush, and I'll tell you, the Vikings are really coming. That's Page coming on the stump from the outside. Now watch that ball. Newhouse had to wait too long. That's the reason he's charged up.
That big guy, James White, looks like some strong fellow. He's giving Rafferty tips. Shotgun. 3rd down and about 9. Intended for Pearson. He missed it. He was open. Bobby Bryant on the coverage. Roger just overthrew. Watch it.
Now watch them exchange men. Rafferty takes Eller coming inside, and White was taken by Donovan, and that ball just simply thrown beyond Pearson.
The applause is for the defense. Staubach and Landry on the left. Bud Grant, the stoic one on the right. Keep in mind now, as Dallas goes into punt formation, that Danny White, the punter, has been loosening that arm. Good kick. Up with the fair catch signal was Joe Blaha. At the 10, the Vikings will take it over.
Notice how the good teams, though, all have good kicking games. They all have the consistent 40-yard field goal man, and they all have a punter that can drop it inside the 20.
Minnesota still owns that lead of 4 points, 7-3 over Dallas. And we have 12 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the game.
We put Mobil 1 into this car and drove it 15,000 miles without an oil change. We then tested the oil and found that used Mobil 1 still protected the engine as well as new ordinary motor oil. Mobil 1, the oil that saves you gas, saves you oil changes.
Are you still chained to? Gotcha. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor lets you walk away, free from nicks and cuts. Its 36 surgical steel rotary razor blades are safely protected inside 3 floating heads to give you a comfortable shave that's razor close, razor smooth, for up to 3 weeks on a single charge. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor. It lets you walk away from gotcha.
It's been a day for defense. Neither quarterback has had outstanding success. And these are 2 of the best, but they're also 2 of the best defenses. Moynihan was in motion. Tarkenton now running and throwing. Incomplete. It's intended for Stu Voigt.
Pat, you and I were sitting around yesterday, and Mike Ditka and Dan Reeves came in on the Cowboy coaching staff. And they said even 7 or 8 years ago, you could get an offense together and teach someone quickly. And the defenses now are so sophisticated, they're so changeable, that he said it's almost incredible to put together a game plan without having to junk it by the first period or something. It's really
so true, and I think, Tom, that's one of the reasons we haven't seen more of Tony Dorsett.
That's right.
2nd down and 10. Ball on the 10. The draw play to Foreman. A lot of juking. but not much yardage. Foreman down at the 13 by Randy White. There is Tony Dorsett. He made no bones about saying he was most unhappy about not starting.
Well, he's going to have to learn, too, that, you know, he doesn't want to carry the entire load on his shoulders, and this team is a pretty good football team a year ago, and with him, when he gets the gears all meshed, it's going to be dynamite.
There is Mike Ditka, the guy Tom was just talking about putting that offense together. What has become such a great challenge. Third down for Tarkenton now. Being chased and being caught by Harvey Martin. Harvey Martin on a stunt up the middle. Randy White came to the outside. Watch this.
Speaking of waiting for stardom, remember when Harvey Martin was just a big, young, good-looking defensive end? About that third year, it all made sense to number 79. And if there's anybody better against the run and the pass, you know, I have to see him.
There aren't many around. Back on the gravel. In the end of the end zone is Theo Clabo. And the Vikings are so far in their own territory that he can't get as far back as he normally would. He gets it out in nice fashion. Butch Johnson dropped it. Got it back. At the 34, the Cowboys will take over. They'll have it 1st and 10.
Clabo lost his footing making the punt. His left foot slipped, and he went down. I don't know how he got it out. We're talking about that. Watch. It's a pratfall.
Yeah. It's a dangerous game, even when nobody hits you.
You don't think he has big goose pimples right now, do you?
He hit the floor like Ray Bolger. At the 34. Inside handoff, Newhouse, who's inside the Vikings 30 to the 29. Stopped by James White. Matt Blair.
White's been living with Roger Staubach. I imagine he wanted to try to get him to sit down a little bit. The big kid from Oklahoma State's been putting it down and just coming.
Yeah. Quiet him down by running at him.
Get his attention anyway.
2nd and 6, a 4-yard pickup by Newhouse, who is still one of the setbacks along with Pearson. Try it again, and Pearson ran into it. Little mix-up in the backfield there. Watch this collision.
Rafferty gets out of there. That's a real cross buck.
A cross knock. The 11 other guys aren't tough enough.
You got one play of the whole game, maybe? If you're thinking about the Dallas fortunes, this third down's a big biggie.
All right. Oakland 24, San Diego nothing. Third period. Golden Richards right. Staubach dropped. But Pearson, he got it. Matt Blair got him out of bounds, but inside the 15-yard line, just barely. Ralph Neely is down, back on about the 40-yard line. There he is. Ralph Neely, the offensive tackle for Dallas for so many, many years, came to camp this year in better shape than ever.
Ralph said he really worked in the offseason on getting back to strength and all. You know, you sort of forget to do that when you've been around over 10 years. And Neely said he got himself in tremendous shape. And I'll tell you something, he's in pain right now.
Big Andy Frederick has replaced him. 6'6", 241 is Frederick. They've already lost Rayfield Wright. And now if they lose their other offensive tackle, let's see if we can find out what happened to Neely. Watch up at the top of your picture.
All right, let's take a look at it. Now, Neely's number 73. He'll be pass blocking. Gets that left leg caught under him a little bit, doesn't he? He's up walking off, though. You know what he yelled to me today when I saw him in the hotel lobby? He says, we'll have a good game. I said, don't worry about me, big fella. You're the one that's got to get hit.
That's funny. A lot of the Cowboys were saying to us, you guys have a good day. Have a good year.
They know it's tough. That's why.
1st and 10, Dallas at the 15-yard line of Minnesota. Johnson in motion. Pearson with the ball, bangs to about the 10, perhaps inside. Preston Pearson, the ball carrier. Alan Page. Right at the 10 is Pearson.
And I see how tough that defense is for the Vikings. It makes me really appreciate the Oakland Raider offensive line, doesn't it?
It surely does.
If they could go in there and just take them apart in a big game.
What about that Oakland defense? At the Minnesota 10-yard line, Ralph Neely is back in the game at 2nd and 5. Fake. It is Pearson again to about the 5 or 6.5-yard line.
And watch Neely's block. Big Ralph got across the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was back in Oklahoma. That's a very quick move. The right of your screen, you'll see Fitzgerald working, and Neely takes cross-body block on the linebacker there, McNeil.
Dallas 3rd down now. 3rd and 3. 8:50 left in this game. Minnesota leads 7-3. Staubach throws. Caught by Pearson. What a catch. And a touchdown, Dallas.
And Seaman had him covered right on the goal line, and he twisted his body around while he was being wrapped.
Miraculous catch by Preston Pearson.
Tough call. You can see they're having a double on Page, Fitzgerald and Scott. Now watch this throw, sidearm. I don't believe the catch.
Can't cover him any better. The Cowboys went 33 yards in 6 plays, and now our friend Herrera will try to make it 10-7 Dallas. They jump offside. He won't try quite yet. Flags all over the place. Offside Minnesota.
It's the most dangerous play in football. I know it looks like the point after. I mean, if you run across by accident and hit somebody like Randy White, you know, you can better have double indemnity. You're in trouble.
So Charlie Waters holding. A very important extra point here. Efren Herrera hits it. Dallas 10, Minnesota 7. Time remaining on that scoreboard, 8 minutes, 43 seconds in the 4th period. Herrera kicking off from the 40, not the 35, because the penalty on the extra point is now move it up. Herrera catches it pretty good. McClanahan over in the corner of the end zone watches it roll out through the gravel and up against the screen. (10-7) Dallas over Minnesota. The Vikings own the football at their own 20-yard line.
I'm trying to think back and see if we've seen most of the Minnesota offense. Fran hasn't let many plays go uncalled, but he might do some screens.
That's the time left in this opening game of 1977. McClanahan in motion, and Tarkenton goes to throw. Out to Foreman. Thomas Henderson right there. Henderson has great speed.
What a shot he gave Foreman. Foreman and he are talking about it. Henderson said, "You didn't have to catch it." Foreman said, "I won't next time, maybe."
He's still mumbling about it. Baltimore-Seattle situation. A little bit closer than it was. Baltimore got a field goal to make it 22. Seattle got a touchdown to make it 14. Tarkenton to Foreman. Trying to find some room, and does. Squirms to the outside before Benny Barnes, number 31, made the tackle. Did not get a first down, but will make it 3rd and about 2.5.
You think the head slap rule, where the linemen are no longer allowed to take that slap, is that going to affect either of these teams that we're watching, you think? Dallas used to use it a lot.
I think it affects the pass rush more than anything else.
I'm thinking of Too Tall Jones in particular. No, he used to use the slap because he's so tall.
Tarkenton's going to throw. Or try to. Randy White chasing him. It looks like a ballet dance back there as Tarkenton gets away from everybody and finally does throw. Robert Miller gets the room. Cliff Harris, the only man. In Dallas territory. What a job Tarkenton did.
There are no flags either. Watch this. This is the reason you can't give him X's and O's. And watch the dart he throws when he finds it. And I mean, it's right on. Good play here by Harris, who really had to make sure of contact. Get as much of the body as you can then.
So Minnesota moves into Dallas territory with 6 minutes, 48 seconds left to play. Dallas leads by 3, 10-7. The time you see in the right-hand corner of your screen. 1st and 10, Minnesota. It is Foreman swinging to the outside, and it's Foreman that's taken down on a great play by Harvey Martin.
I mean, Riley put a good block on Martin, too. Thing is, he's so fast and strong at the same time. He took the block, accepted that, and then just made the tackle. Anybody else thinking sudden death? In case things would stall down, Cox can kick him from 35. Then you go one extra period.
A new set of running backs on 2nd and 10 for Minnesota. It's Sammy Johnson and Mark Keller. But Francis is going to throw, you know. I guess not. That's McClanahan. He swings down to the 40. Dallas was thinking pass all the way. So was I.
Looks like they've tamed off the rush, too. The Vikings have gotten to him on the line of scrimmage a little bit. Perhaps Fran's run-around play before that pass tired them out a little bit, too.
Bud Grant had Robert Miller up ready to go into the game, but now he's just plotting. 3rd and 3. Fans start to stomp. And again, when Tarkenton is so valuable in a situation like this because he can run as well as throw.
Wow.
D.D. Lewis popped him out of bounds, but he got his first down.
You said it. And this time it's all run. He knows he's going to have to run with it. Now watch it. Boy, now he hot-puts it. And D.D. really gives him a shot. In fact, he goes almost under the Dallas bench.
Dangerous area. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to play. Dallas 10, Minnesota 7. Pretty good way to start the season, Tom.
What a craftsman that Fran Tarkenton is. I'm amazed every time I watch him perform, I'll tell you.
Minnesota ball at the Dallas 36. Tarkenton. Harvey Martin just got picked off at the last minute. But the rush was what caused Tarkenton to underthrow. He used 5 seconds. Mosquito just got Bud Grant.
Yeah, the big problem was that mosquito that got Bud on the forearm. He's just churning, just eating up, isn't he? Last play, and the pocket is not safe.
Watch how close number 79 comes.
Watch to the center of your screen. Tinglehawk just picked him off in time.
Second and 10 situation now. 5:05 left to play. Straight ahead handoff is to McClanahan. To the 20. Aaron Kyle on the tackle, but what a call by Fran Tarkenton.
It looks like Waters, the safety man, and Brunig, the linebacker, get caught. A stunt by the Dallas defensive lineman, and they ran straight at the stunt, which is an excellent thing to do. You can see Waters there, and Kyle finally making the tackle.
At the Dallas 21, 1st and 10, Minnesota, 4.5 minutes left to play. Foreman. To the 12.
Ron Yeri and Wes Hamilton have done a heck of a job on that right side. The Dallas stunts have to stop.
Clock still running. The Vikings huddling. Dallas has got their defense called. Less than 4 minutes. The Cowboys with a 3-point lead. The ball at the 12-yard line. 2nd and 1. McClanahan plugs to the 10. I think he got the first down.
Now you're going to see
He did.
You're going to see a defensive series now. Or the Vikings are going to walk away with the game, and there won't be anything left on that clock when they get through with it.
Both teams have all their timeouts left. It is first and goal from the 9. The most helpless feeling that you could possibly imagine is the feeling that Tom Landry has right now. Just over 3 minutes left to play. Tarkenton gives to Foreman. And Foreman got perhaps one before Brunig and Harvey Martin wrapped him up, put him down.
Now Dallas is gambling a little bit on defense. Fran Tarkenton can spread out or roll or do almost anything, and he might have ducked inside for the last time and tested him in there. Let's see if he's going to sort of dangle something in front of him.
This drive began at the Minnesota 20. It's second and goal with the 8 now. 2.5 minutes left to play. He gets again to Foreman. Nothing doing. Charlie Waters with that clutch tackle.
What a tackle.
Bud Grant has an idea what he wants done. He has told McClanahan, and now he calls Sammy Johnson. And Johnson comes in.
Watch this now, and Waters makes the tackle. He used to be just a good-looking athlete, but he has worked on his physical development so much that he made a very strong tackle.
2 minutes left to play. And both Bud Grant and Tom Landry will be advised of that. They'll get visits from quarterbacks and defensive signal callers. 10-7, Dallas.
Hi, Max Mileage here, welcoming you to the Firestone Car Service Center, where you can count on us to help you get maximum mileage. We specialize in front-end alignment and precision wheel balancing. We replace worn-out shocks and overhaul drum and disc brakes and return the worn-out parts. Want to know more about Firestone's Max Mileage Car Service? Just check your local newspaper for this week's Firestone Max Mileage Car Service offer.
Hey, Schlitz wants you to have a ball. Pass the word, pass the word.
Hey, now's the time to pick up plenty of Schlitz.
Pass the word, pass the word, pass the word.
Because the Schlitz football offer is here. Look for this display at participating stores and save up to $5 on an official Wilson football. Come on.
Pick up Schlitz and have a ball. Pass the word, pass the word, pass the Schlitz.
The clock shows 2 minutes left. The scoreboard shows Dallas 10, Vikings 7. If you look at the field, though, you see that Minnesota has the 3rd and goal at the 9.
But you got to be careful. If you got 5 receivers out there, you don't want to give the ball up now. Cox is ready if this 3rd down play fails.
Bud Grant still looking on. Fran Tarkenton still directing the attack against the Dallas defense. They do not blitz. He called Jones, takes him down. Ed Jones and Larry Cole, the guys who put the pressure on Fran Tarkenton.
Here he comes. And remember Tutal's been working against Ron Yeri. That was some pass rush.
It sure was. Paul Krause is the holder.
15 years, Fred Cox has been looking pressure right in the face. He said the other day, well, I guess I've seen about all kinds, but he's in a pretty darn pressurized position right now, I'll tell you.
It is going to be a 35-yard attempt. Cox had a lot of competition in training camp, but that experience is one reason they kept him and not the other guy. It's good. Minnesota 10, Dallas 10. A minute 35 left to play.
Bud Grant almost smiled, but not quite. At least he didn't yell at Johnny Michaels.
Maybe we ought to run down the ground rules right here, Tom, of what will happen if the game ends like this. Fred Cox. Mosquitoes are still biting Bud Grant, no matter whether he tied the score or not. A minute 35 left to play. A drive by the Vikings to tie it. There'll be a 3-minute break if the game ends like this. 10-10. And then we'll go into sudden death for one period. If it's still tied, that's the way it'll end.
What do you do with the run back, and what do you do with the next 2 or 3 plays on offense? You're willing to go into overtime now to get another shot offensively without perhaps losing it by a foolish move.
Again, both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. I don't suppose Dallas is too concerned about an onside kick right here. I don't think that Minnesota would try that in this situation. But Cox kicks away. Butch Johnson will field it at the goal line. Clock starts, and here comes Johnson. Swinging to the outside. Got a couple of blocks. Butch Johnson to the 45, to the 48-yard line. A fine return by Johnson, and what a clutch time.
And boy, is he a part of this team.
You know who made the tackle?
No, who made
Fred Cox.
Good running back at Pittsburgh a few years ago.
Dallas got the good return that they needed right there. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. They have 1 minute, 27 seconds left on the clock. And the challenge is to the Minnesota defense. One of the best. First down, Dallas. At their own 48. And Roger Staubach goes back. Ooh, almost a low snap from center again. The fake across the middle caught by Jay Salvey, the backup tight end, who's still trying to get up and into the scuffle with Matt Blair. They might go with a quick count right here. By the way, if this game should end like this and we went to sudden death, 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety. Just slide the whole thing back again. 2nd and 5. The Minnesota 48. They're not in field goal range as of right now. Less than a minute left to play. Staubach gets the forward handoff to Newhouse.
Oh!
Newhouse gets to the 45 where he is really hit by Jeff Seaman.
Seaman and Blair really unloaded on Newhouse. And that play looked super starting out, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Those linebackers for the Vikings.
Well, Dallas, I believe, has just used a timeout, so they have 2 left. Minnesota has 3. The ball is at the Viking 45. Not yet in range for Efren Herrera. Situation is about 3rd and 3 for Dallas.
I can't believe that they wouldn't, without taking too big a chance, want to finish this thing off in regular play if they could get close enough for a safe field goal shot. A long one that could be blocked, I don't think would be advisable, because you know how the Vikings do things with blocked kicks and all. Los Angeles, they blocked 16 type kicks last year. The Minnesota team did 13 in the regular season, 3 in the playoffs, so they can do that. But you sure don't want to go into an extra period and try to figure out how to win it then either, if you can win it now. There he is.
There is Herrera.
Kickers are pretty lonely, though, Pat, when it really, huh? When you're the only guy that can come in, huh?
That's right. Special place on that bench for the kickers. 3rd and 3. 48 seconds left to play. Dallas goes back into the shotgun again. Forward handoff is to Pearson. He's got the first down for Dallas. And they've got to get back to the huddle in a hurry or else call another timeout right here. First down for the Cowboys. They're inside the 40 now. And they hustle back in a hurry. 32 seconds left. The clock's still running. 30 seconds. At the 39-yard of Minnesota, Staubach drops. Newhouse gets out of bounds at the 32. And now the challenge really preys on the mind of Herrera. There he is.
What a year he had a year ago, though. He came right in and kicked under pressure from the very first moment. A likable little character. He'll sit in the lobby on the morning before a game and read the cartoons, the paper, the editorials, and nothing much bothers him.
Again, if this game should happen to go into overtime, you will still see 60 minutes in its entirety. We obviously would cover this game in its entirety, but just slide the whole network schedule back. You'll still see 60 minutes. A second down situation. 2nd and 23. A 2nd and 2. 23 seconds. Golden Richards jumps it incomplete. 18 seconds left on the clock. The ball, the line of scrimmage, the 31-yard line. So it would be a tough shot for Herrera.
You talk about coverage, though. Nate Wright now, and that was solo coverage. They had the blitz going, and he went right with Golden Richards. We're still watching the young kicker, and nobody's talking to him. Maybe he doesn't even want to talk to anybody right now. There he comes.
It'll be 3rd and 2, the situation coming up right now, at the 31-yard line. 18 seconds left to play. The score tied at 10-10. And again, the shotgun. Blitz is on by the Vikes. Wide open is Pearson. At the 15, he is out of bounds. Staubach really hung in there.
How about squeezing off that round, though, when you know the linebackers are coming, so he knows he's going to have an open receiver. But looking into it's another thing.
It's a first down, Dallas, at the 15-yard line. 13 seconds left to play. Dallas still has 2 timeouts left. Minnesota has 3.
How far do you take it down?
Right now, I think you protect it.
One more play?
Maybe one more and then kick it on 2nd down. And just in case you might get a bad snap from center, you'd have an extra down to do it. Staubach gives to Pearson, and he protects. He gets to the 10. 7 seconds. And now Pat Haggerty has stopped the clock with 6 seconds to go, and here comes the field goal unit. Efren Herrera and Drew.
And remember, he's from Guadalajara, went to UCLA, had passport problems and everything else, and he is kicking for Dallas.
He is also kicking very well for Dallas. 78% he was last year, and that's just phenomenal. Six seconds left on the clock. 10-10 to score. Efren Herrera with Charlie Waters to hold. At the 18, it'll be 28 yards for Herrera. It is not good. He pulled it.
That roar tells you the appreciation for one pulled left.
Herrera from 28 yards.
You can almost see the whole Dallas bench go down.
10-10. Minnesota, Dallas. 3 seconds left on that scoreboard clock. And Francis just covers up. It'll be overtime.
Sudden death overtime.
They'll go 1 quarter. Each team will have 2 timeouts in that 1 quarter. We'll wait 3 minutes before we come back for the sudden death period. And Haggerty will summon the captains to the middle of the field again, and it'll be just starting a new ball game.
And that's an important toss. This is much more important than just opening the football game or the second half.
It certainly is. Haggerty still calling. Here comes Harvey Martin, Drew Pearson, Jay Saldi out from the Dallas bench, Jim Marshall, I believe Mick Tingelhoff.
Call a coin in the air.
And Amos
Winland Hall.
Winland Hall is the special team captain. I started to say Amos Martin, but he's gone.
Call it in the air.
We got tails.
Tails, he calls. There it is.
Rotate the
You
ball.
want the ball? Which goal will you defend?
Minnesota got the football. You heard him. Listen to the roar. Minnesota and Dallas go into sudden death overtime. Opening Sunday turned out to be one heck of a Sunday, didn't it? 10-10. The regulation is over.
I got enough to worry about. My hairline, my waistline. When it comes to my money, our money,
We let someone else help us do the worrying.
our IDS representative. He worries about planning for our future. And that means not just life insurance, but investments and savings, too.
IDS, not just insurance, not just investments, but a financial plan designed especially for you. When it comes to your money, let us help you do the worrying. IDS, we help people manage money.
At Allegheny Ludlam Industries, we make and use special metals in a lot of ways nobody else does. Like time memory elements for digital clock radios. We make the stainless steel for high-speed trains. At Allegheny Ludlam Industries, we create a lot of different things you live with every day. All the way from this true temper tennis racket frame to the super alloys used in this 747.
Before we go back to Bloomington for sudden death, we would like to straighten out that controversial punt by the Dallas Cowboys. Was there or was there not a fumble? We have taken this angle back here in New York and slowed it down. And you will see that the ball is touched. But Irv Cross contacted Irv Reeder. Now watch, here is Bob Grimm, number 26. He will touch the ball right here, and some folks thought it was a fumble. It is the momentum of the punt that carries it into the end zone, Reeder said. Therefore, it is not a free ball. When it gets into the end zone, it is a touchback. The officials ruled correctly. Let's go back to Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire.
We're in sudden death. Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. The Vikings won the toss and said, we want the ball. And they're about to get it. Herrera, who just missed that field goal, shanks one high. Taken by Miller at the 18. Robert Miller gets to the 30-yard line before he is swarmed on by Dallas special team led by Guy Brown.
Going to be interesting, Pat, to see if the Cowboys can now get it back to that intense edge again. I thought the whole team sort of, inhaled and fell down when the kick didn't go. And Minnesota has the ball first. 8-5, Dan Rather's watching.
You are right, I'm sure. First down, Minnesota at their own 30. First and 10. He gives to Foreman. Foreman shakes into the secondary. Cliff Harris took him down after about a 4-yard pickup. D.D. Lewis helped.
I just had a bunch of stats pushed down to me, and they don't mean a single thing. When it's all tied and you're going sudden death, it starts from 0 again. Just crank it back.
At the 35-yard line. 5-yard pickup by Foreman. We have 14 minutes and 20 seconds left in sudden death overtime. Score is Dallas 10, Minnesota 10. The reverse. Wide open is Bob Grimm. I mean, wide open. And he overthrew him. Grimm was so open, Tarkenton could not believe it.
He was down there in the sun doing side straddle hops. That's how open he was, the flea flicker. And that's the first time I can remember Minnesota ever pulling that off. A double reverse and give it back to Fran Tarkenton. Look at him. Look at Fran.
Remember that Ram game we did up here last year?
Yes.
Minnesota was down in a position to score. The score was 10-10. And Ram linebacker Rick Kay intercepted a pass. A lot of people asked Mr. Tarkenton why he threw that pass. 3rd and 5 situation at the Minnesota 35. Tarkenton operating in the sunlight with half his team in the shadows. Draw play, Sammy Johnson. Going to get the first. He did. First down, Vikings.
Good block by McClanahan, too. Sprung him.
Here's the draw play.
Number 33 gets good position. Tingelhoff does, too.
Defensive tackles for Dallas are now Larry Cole and Randy White. Jethro Pugh not playing at the moment. A handoff. Sammy Johnson to the 45. Second and 7 situation. Minnesota. 13 minutes left in overtime. 10-10. Tarkenton on a sprint out. Looks right. Looks and threw it away. Intentional grounding is going to be called again. This one will be more costly than the other one.
He sort of rolls this like he's got a grand on the hard 8. Watch the way Fran runs to the right, it sets up, and then just barely sees Harvey Martin coming. When he does, though, talk about being able to, there it is.
And back go the Vikings.
Intentional grounding, loss of down, offense, number 10. Third down.
So it'll be 3rd and 22. That's a loss of a down. That intentional grounding.
You know, a weird percentage has cropped up. There's so many stats coming out these days that the teams don't play as really as tight a defense in the prevent defense as they do in their normal defenses. So 3rd and long, but Fran has a lot of room to throw in there.
Yeah, he does. But do you want to take a chance here? With this much yardage to go, would you throw it?
I couldn't even get my arm back.
He's going to throw. He's chased by Larry Cole, and he's down at the 20. Again, number 63. There is Neil Quavo.
Larry Cole's made about one of those every game that I can ever remember seeing, or every quarter.
Neil Quavo. With the ball at the 20-yard line. Quavo standing back at the 5. Butch Johnson back alone for Dallas.
4th and 100.
Good snap. Shanked it. Out of bounds. 60 minutes that we've seen in its entirety. Immediately following this game, we're going to stay with this, of course, until it's over. And 60 minutes will be sliding back a little bit. You'll see it in it. Staubach. Drew Pearson at the 31. How did he hang on? Bobby Bryant.
185 pounds, and you've seen him come across the middle. Of course, the people here have seen him catch the ball in the last few seconds to win the championship game, right? Well, watch this catch, and I mean he's stuck. Coming across the middle, that's the test. And I'll tell you, Pearson is all by himself in that category.
And tough, too. He looked like he might be a little bit shaken, but by the time he got back to the huddle, he was okay. And now he splits wide to the right. 1st and 10. Dallas. Minnesota 31. Pearson again. Caught it again. Amazing. Nate Wright on the coverage. But Drew Pearson is something a little bit special.
Watch this. That's a 9-8. Maybe a 10.
Talking to some of the Cowboys, some of their representatives yesterday and last night, they were saying if we had to pick the most valuable player, it would be number 88, Drew Pearson. 2nd and 6. The ball at the 26. Staubach fails, throws out to Golden Richards. Breaks a couple. Golden Richards down to about the 15 before they get him out of bounds. Bobby Bryant. Good effort by Golden.
And Neely was out in front. Remember when they had to help him to the sidelines, number 73?
Game's been produced by Bob Stinner, as always so well, directed by Tony Vernon. Superbly. That's the rest of our group there. It's been a heck of a way to start the year, I'll tell you that. 10-10. Dallas, Minnesota, we're in overtime. It looks like Herrera might get another chance. Newhouse. To the 9. Matt Blair was the first guy to hit him.
Straight at the young tackle. Straight at James White, number 72. Now that Dallas feeling is back in numero uno, had better kick this one, but he knows. He was pulling them left a little bit when warming up, Pat. You and I were watching, and I thought Dan Reeves was a little bit upset about it.
Yeah, I know he was. I'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching St. Louis and Denver to our overtime game here. Dallas 10, Minnesota 10. It is 2nd and 4, I believe. And Dallas has called a timeout. They only get 2 in this overtime period. 2nd and 4. Staubach going over to talk to Landry. There's not much to say now. There's Efren Herrera, who missed a 28-yard field goal with 6 seconds to go in regulation time. 2nd and 4. At the 9, Staubach gives to Pearson, who breaks one tackle. Broke out of the arms of Alan Page. Got back inside the 9 down to about the 8. Landry telling Butch Johnson what he wants done.
Whatever you do, don't do it wrong.
Jay Salvey comes in with Butch. Golden Richards is called back. There is Efren Herrera. No need to warm up now.
Nope.
Because there's no way to get loose anyway.
There's nowhere to go.
10-10, 3rd and 3. The ball is at the 8. Staubach gives to Pearson again. Preston Pearson might have the first down on a great second effort. It is a first down, Dallas.
If anybody has given more than they had to give today, it's been Preston Pearson. I don't think he feels the pressure of Tony Dorsett, because this guy has always been this way. Pittsburgh uniform, Baltimore uniform, or whatever. You get every single bit of him, I'll tell you.
First down, Cowboys. 9 minutes left in the overtime period. Tom Landry walking along in front of the bench. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game. We'll just slide the whole schedule back. We'll see it all. Staubach looking in the end zone. He's going to run. Roger Staubach scores for Dallas, and that'll do it. 16-10, the Cowboys prevail.
A playoff game on the very first weekend of the season. I think he wanted to run with it all the way. The end did not get out. Good coverage by Minnesota. Blair comes up, a fast linebacker. You're looking at the man that went to the Naval Academy, taking in himself. Up periscope, looks like he made it.
Took it right over Jeff Seaman to score. So Dallas in a tough struggle over Minnesota, 16-10. I remind you again that 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety. You'll just slide the whole schedule back. We'll do that so that we could bring you Dallas 16, Minnesota 10 in sudden death. What'd you think?
I'm not going to make 14 of these, I'll tell you that. That's as much tension as you can have for a football game to start out the football season. I've never seen 2 teams use everybody on their squad to make some kind of an effort to get into the game.
Don't forget the CBS Sports Spectacular, the Trenton 150, next week on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is Pat Summerall then, Fort Tom, Brookshire, saying goodbye from Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.